Hi, my name is Stuart Patterson, and I'm finally getting around to doing my my second part on atheist morality and the 10 Commandments. And to put this into context, the reason where this is coming from, I've had a lot of Christians claiming that atheists have a warped, a twisted morality because we don't have the 10 Commandments, the 10 Commandments given by God to help guide us and direct us. And without these 10 Commandments, we're lost. So I want to look at the 10 Commandments and see what's right about them, see what's wrong about them. And my first take on this video went over 12 minutes. So I'm going to have to split this into two parts. The first part I'll talk about the Commandments in general, and in the second part I'll go through them 1 to 10. Although, of course, it's not 1 to 10 because there's about 13 or 14 of them. And that's the first thing I want to discuss. Which 10 Commandments are we talking about? Because, as I said, there's about, of the 10 that we know, that we always famously quote, don't take any other gods, all that kind of stuff, there's about 13 or 14. But we come up with 10 because they get grouped together in different ways. For example, the Protestants take the first two, I am the Lord your God, you shall have no other gods before me. They put those together to make one. And then don't make any false idols is commandment number 2. Whereas the Catholics take all three of those. Lord your God, no other gods, no false idols. That's all one commandment. The Protestants take don't covet your neighbour's wife and don't covet the rest of your neighbour's stuff and make one commandment. Whereas the Catholics take don't covet your neighbour's wife, commandment number 9, and don't covet your neighbour's ox, house, or blah blah blah, all that other stuff, commandment number 10. So in all, we got about 13 or 14 of these things grouped together to make your 10 commandments. So we got a different set of 10 depending on who you are. Plus, there's at least 2 sets of 10 commandments that were written on the tablets of stone, because we all know the 10 commandments, tablets of stone. Moses comes down from the Mount Sinai carrying the tablets of stone. That's the stuff everybody knows. But what people don't often study is that when Moses got down from the mountain and found the people worshipping the golden calf, he was a bit miffed and threw the tablets on the ground, broke them, killed a whole bunch of people, and then went back up the mountain again to get some more. And God said to Moses, you're going to write these down because I'm going to give you the same 10 commandments again like I gave you last time. Except, go read the Bible, except they weren't the same 10. The second bunch of 10 commandments, which Moses comes down with these tablets of stone, are all about not cooking goats in milk and observing the Feast of Weeks and weird stuff. So we don't like to talk about those 10 commandments. We just talk about the ones that people want to put outside law houses and things. And another thing about the 10 Commandments is you really should look at them in context. People always say if you quote scripture, oh, you've quoted that out of context. If you put the 10 Commandments in context and keep them in context, if you want to obey the 10 Commandments, you better obey all the other stuff that's above it and below it in Genesis, which includes what clothes to wear when you go to the temple, how to kill goats, how to kill pigeons, how to kill turtle doves, how much money to give, whether you should crap inside the camp, whether you should crap outside the camp. All that stuff needs to be kept in context. And if anybody says, but we're under a new covenant, well, if we're under a new covenant, then why bother with the 10 Commandments at all? Remember, Jesus said, I haven't come here to destroy the law, I've come here to fulfill it. So don't come cherry picking, we're going to keep the 10 Commandments and forget all that other stuff about how many golden cubits the temple's going to be. You got to obey all of it or none of it. So these are the problems that we have with the 10 Commandments. Which 10? How are we going to group them all together? Do we obey the stuff about whether we should cook goats in milk or not? And ultimately, has any of this stuff any bearing in the lives of modern 21st century people? Do a YouTube search on 10 Commandments. Find the video by George Carlin and the comedian, and you'll find a better version of what I plan to do in my next video, which is to take the commandments one by one, all 13, 14 of them, and study them individually to show why they either have no bearing on not only on the morality of any atheist, but they have no bearing on the morality of anybody, or if they in fact point to a universal morality that exists outside of God. Thank you.